Oh, hi. You know, I have to say, every time the Oscars come around, I try to make my own predictions. I did last year, I did pretty well, and hopefully maybe I can actually continue my winning trend. But I'm actually not too sure about this year's. I mean, there's a ton of movies I have not seen, and it's going to be very hard for me to actually, I don't know, make some accurate predictions because I've only seen like a very small fraction of these. But whatever, I gotta do something with this one, so let's dive right into the 83rd Academy Awards. You know, there's a ton of nominations, ton of movies I haven't seen, ton of people I don't really give a crap about, but I gotta go through them anyway, so let's start off with Best Actor. You know, you got Javier Bardem, Jeff Bridges, Jesse Eisenberg, Colin Firth, and James Franco. James Franco, who played Harry Osborn in the Spider-Man trilogy. No, not for me, no. Colin Firth, I have not seen The King's Speech. I wanted to, I still haven't seen it. I'll probably see it. So he gets my vote for who will most likely, that's how I do things, most likely win and who I pick. Jesse Eisenberg, I just think this kid has like the awkward, like another awkward version. You know, like he's like one of those actors who like makes his career out of being awkward. Even in Social Network, he was pretty awkward. I don't know how Mark Zuckerberg, you know, acts in real life, but Jesse Eisenberg, he's awkward. Just utterly awkward in like all his roles. Even in, well, my personal favorite movies of the last year, Zombieland, it was just, he was awkward. There's nothing around it. Jeff Bridges, he gets my vote for my pick. Because Jeff Bridges, I've always enjoyed Jeff Bridges. I mean, he was awesome in like his previous movies. Love The Big Lebowski. That's my personal, one of my personal favorite comedies. And he's just awesome too. I mean, you see him in Tron. He was the dude in Tron. Just if you didn't know that, that was really cool to see him like that. So, and then Javier Bardem, who you might remember as that guy who was trying to go after that cowboy in No Country for Old Men. Well, my top pick for that year, I think it was 2009 when it came out. Yeah, I think it was 2009. I'm not too positive on that, but I'll correct myself if I'm wrong on that one. So yes, Jeff Bridges, my personal pick, but Colin Firth more than likely will win for The King's Men. Best Actress. In all honesty, I don't know most of these actresses, except for like maybe two of them. Okay, make that three. But we got Annette Bening, Nicole Kidman, Jennifer Lawrence, Natalie Portman, and Michelle Williams. I'm going to give my personal pick to Natalie Portman. My girl, Natalie Portman. I just thought she was like a great actress in Black Swan. She was just, you know, it's like one of those roles like I can understand what she means, that certain scenes were kind of awkward for her and stuff, but, you know, she was doing like, you know, all these like, you know, kind of not so, you know, like those roles that she usually does. I mean, they're just not like this one. I mean, I gotta say, I really have to say that. But definitely my pick, and I most likely I think I'll win, because she did a stellar performance in Black Swan. Like, she just brought out the character so well. You know, like the whole innocence to darkness. I mean, it was just like that good transformation. Like, I really like that in the movie. You know, just how they do that. And hopefully, yeah, I think I could do some pretty good ones. For Best Director, we got Darren Aronofsky, the Coen Brothers for David Fincher for the Tom Hooper, and David O. Russell for the... Okay, this is like the one category I've seen most of the films. I've seen Black Swan, I've seen True Grit, and I've seen The Social Network. But I have to go with the Coen Brothers on this one for my personal pick, because I don't know, I've been liking cowboy movies a lot more ever since I started playing Red Dead Redemption on Xbox. Like the whole, like, I like the romanticism of like the Old West. I mean, the gunslinging that they would have in there. I mean, all this other stuff for it too. I don't know. There's something very romanticized about it, and even if this one was about revenge, finding the lead actress's father's murderer, it was still, I thought, was like a very romanticized thing. I mean that in like the most artistic way. I mean, you look at the romantic period of like maybe paintings or something like that. They're not all that romantic, They're still very gritty, I guess you could say. So yeah, Coen Brothers, my personal pick, but I do believe that David Fincher will win this one. I really think that they'll pick him over, though. The Social Network, it's just, like I said, like Jesse Eisenberg was that kind of awkward kid in that movie, but with all of like the previous stuff that David Fincher has done in the past, like Fight Club, just to name one of the ones that I can really name off the top of my head. Yeah, that's just the thing. I keep on messing up David Fincher with David Lynch, and I know they're completely two different directors and they have two different styles, but you know what I mean. But yeah, Social Network, I believe they will pick because it was that type of thing. Maybe even King's Speech will actually get run for the money a bit, but my bet is True Grit. Oh, in the end. I can't really say too much about The Fighter because I didn't see that one, or The King's Speech. But I don't know. Like, now that I'm actually thinking about it more, I'm still going to keep with True Grit for my personal pick. But yeah, like all the positive praise I gave for Black Swan, who knows? But yes, True Grit, my personal pick. David Fincher, Social Network. That'll be my, who will probably win. Best Picture. I really hate how they have like all these damn nominations nowadays for goddamn Best Picture. Back in the day, they only had like about a few a few nominations, like only the best of the best of that year, and like they have like all these nominations. There are just a lot of them. I just don't get it at all. Maybe they just want to make a market. It's like, oh, it's been nominated for Best Picture. When it really shouldn't, I don't know. Who knows? Okay, here they are. Black Swan, The Fighter, Inception, The Kids Are Alright, The King's Speech, 172 Hours, The Social Network, Toy Story 3, True Grit, and Winter's Bone. I give True Grit a lot of praise because like I just said that I prefer cowboy movies nowadays. Even like the older ones with John Wayne. I mean, come on, John Wayne really influenced me a lot there. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna go down go down the list here and give my opinion on the movie. Black Swan. I already said that I like the whole innocence lost in a way because Natalie Portman's character was told to just stop being so innocent, embrace the dark side. That's pretty much the consensus that a lot of people have said about this movie, that they like that transformation that they had. The Fighter, I kind of stayed away from that because I'm not that big of a fan of Mark Wahlberg anymore. I didn't even see him in Max Payne. I was kind of excited about that, but then I found out, it doesn't really follow the movies the game too well. And that's the problem with video game movies. I mean, you're not going to get too many of that. Inception, I think Inception was good. No, I don't think it's good. I think it was great. Like a great movie, to see once. I'll probably see it a few more times as soon as I buy it on DVD. I just haven't bought it yet. But I don't believe it deserves to be in the Best Picture category. Maybe for special effects, maybe for film editing, it's just stuff like that. I don't see it as a Best Picture contender. I kind of say that, I said it the same way that The Matrix grabbed me, because I know that The Matrix is not the most original thing, but it's basically it's basically what Matrix did. The whole it's a dream world and you can bend the rules and stuff like that. It's more good for sci-fi fantasy, but not for good Best Picture category. Kids Are Right, I can't say anything about that one. Never saw it. King's Speech, same with that one. I don't know too much about it. except for, it's like a historical movie. I'll probably see it because I like historical movies. 172 Hours. I don't know if I'll see that one or not because I don't want to, like, I get kind of squeamish when I find like these like movies about like actual, like sort of, I know the story behind this one, the guy who gets stuck in between the boulder and in the cavern while he was hiking and stuff, and he had to like amputate his own arm just to get loose. I don't really like that type of movie. It's, I don't know, I just don't really like it too much. The Social Network, I enjoyed this one, watching it and stuff, so it was like very fascinating. I mean, I don't know how much like, artistic license they actually put into it, but we'll have to see what happens with that. I really don't know too much of, too much about the backstory of Facebook, to actually really go into detail about that, but we could probably go with that. Toy Story 3. Another one I just don't know if it should be in Best Picture. I mean, from a lot, like, I did not see this one yet, but I did hear a lot of my friends saying, like, it was the saddest movie they've ever seen, and, just like they take everybody shouted and completely just turn it upside down, so I don't know what to think when I'm thinking about this movie. I have not seen it. That's just the thing. Like, I can't really say too much about any movies I haven't seen. That's kind of sad because I am a movie guy, and that's what happens when you get enough money to actually do a lot of stuff like that. But True Grit, like I said, that's another, that's like one of my favorite movies of this year. So I've already said too much about that one. And Winter's Bone, I don't know anything about. I'm not gonna lie, I just don't know. But for my personal pick, I think The Social Network. I said that after I saw it, and I do believe that it has very good contention for Best Picture. Due to that whole drama that, artistic licensing of the drama that went through it. There's good acting from all sides, even the awkwardness of Jesse Eisenberg. But, that's just to say. But I think the main steal would be The King's Speech. From everything I've heard about The King's Speech, is going to probably steal Best Picture away from The Social Network. Camera's back up. Anyway, as I was saying, for time restraints, and because there are just too many goddamn categories, I'm just going to say my picks for some other categories. Supporting actor, Jeffrey Rush. Supporting actress, Haley Steinfeld. Even if I couldn't stand her in the movie. Animated feature film, How to Train Your Dragon. Art direction, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Cinematography, Black Swan. And film editing, Black Swan. I'm not too certain about how this one's going to go down, but I'm going to take that chance and see what happens on Sunday. Till then,